let's just start off with Trey Lance and the Cowboys. A lot of media now, I think, watching from a distance, I kind of was like, immediately my first thought was like, oh, if you thought Brock Purdy had some shit to deal with the media and the fans, like good luck, Dak Prescott, with Cowboys fans. And if they carry that same hope of Trey Lance being this guy, like the number 3 pick that's gonna save your franchise, the media storm is gonna be crazy. And it's already kind of starting where people are like, Dak should be worried. This guy's coming to take his job. We had a long, like a 5-minute interview session of Jerry Jones saying outlandish shit, like he's gonna help us this year. Did you watch that video I sent you?
It was 9 minutes. It wasn't 5 minutes.
Oh
It
my,
was nine.
he's like contradicting himself. Like, oh, I wanted him, so I said let's get it done. Like all kinds of stuff. If you guys haven't seen it, check out that video. But what are your thoughts on what's kind of going on in Dallas right now with Trey Lance?
I think this is an unintended consequence. I don't think anyone really understood the magnitude of I mean, how could you? Only 49er fans really knew the media circus around the whole Trey Lance thing. I think as the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think Jerry Jones is very much on Twitter. I don't think he's very much just kind of in the ether. And so when you acquire this guy, there's a lot of baggage that comes with it. And it's not even his fault. It's literally just the fans. And so you're starting to see the over-analyzation of Dak Prescott, the over-analyzation of what Mike McCarthy is going to say, what Jerry Jones has said, what Dak Prescott said. And it does kind of raise some red flags when you hear Jerry Jones was like, yeah, we didn't even tell Dak. We didn't tell Mike. We just had to get this done. We were literally sitting there. They were telling us that he was going to get traded. And I just couldn't let them off the phone. I needed to have this guy. And when you think about it, like a 4th-round pick, it's not that much for a guy who they, I guess, liked. But I don't. How seriously did they evaluate him? Really, I'm not really sure. I think it's good. They're going to start to see it's going to be a big distraction for the number 3 quarterback to have just that much buzz around the team.
Yeah, it's almost like I know we're going to talk a little bit of Swamp Kings later, but when Tim Tebow was a backup quarterback and no one wanted to touch him, or like even a Kaepernick, it's like, do you really want your backup or even 3rd-string quarterback to have that much media pool or that much fans kind of calling for them to play?
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, that meme where it was like, I told her I wanted 2K, and it's the WWE 2K. Like, that's what it's like. It's like, all right, Jerry made this big move. He didn't console Dak. He didn't go out and be like, hey, Mike, what do you think? And he just got this for them when I think they felt pretty good about the QB room there. It was Cooper Rush and Will Grier. And even after they had to cut Will Grier, Mike McCarthy was like, I hope we get him back. We need 4 QBs in this building. They don't need 4 QBs. I just don't think maybe Mike McCarthy's not really that much sold on Trey Lance. I think he really did like Will Grier. He put on a showcase. So it kind of feels like the unwanted gift, but we'll see how they handle it.
I mean, it's definitely a Jerry Jones big name publicity move. Like, I think he's been pretty restrained in the past couple years of, oh, I want this guy. We have to have him, get him on the team. I mean, I'm not following Cowboys as closely as maybe some of the fans, but if that was the case, Johnny Manziel would have had a completely different career and he'd be in Dallas. He would have been in Dallas. But yeah, this felt weird. Like Jerry Jones being like, yeah, we're making the move, give them whatever they want. I mean, the market for Trey Lance was like a 6th, 7th round pick, supposedly, and now gave up a 4th. Any truth to Dak Prescott should be worried for his job?
Hell no. What do you mean? Like, Dak makes just too much money. When you're in that caliber of quarterback, you're gonna have to ride it out regardless. So it's not like he's on a team-friendly deal. It's not like he's, just one of the mid-tier quarterbacks. It's not like he's Marcus Mariota last year, where it was
Hey,
hey,
he's not 36. Like,
yeah,
the Jerry Jones interview thing was so weird where he's like, yeah, he's gonna help us this year, and they're like, how's he gonna help us? And he goes, well, he's not gonna play. And then he's like, yeah, well, in the future we want to make sure we have a young quarterback, so we're settled for the future. I'm like, bro, by the time, like in this day and age where quarterbacks are playing into their late 30s, I know Dak has some injuries, but is he gonna be done in time for Trey Lance to be able to like take the mantle?
And I know that's what they were saying. Like, hey, he's masterminding it. He's really gearing up because Dak Prescott is going to be making more money off this next. Well, of course he is. If he's the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, he's going to be making a shit ton of money. If he just maintains the level of play that he has, maybe they do finally get over the hump and beat the 49ers, and then you have to pay him a boatload of money. But like, hey, that's rich people problems. You just got to do it. I don't think he's really gearing up, especially if Trey's the third string quarter. Like right now, he's the third string quarterback.
Trey
You're
couldn't
not
beat
thinking
Sam Darnold he couldn't beat Sam Darnold for a job, and like fans are like, ooh, we got one here. We got a quarterback that's gonna challenge Dak and take his job. And it's like he would have been the fourth quarterback on the 49ers.
He would have been the fourth on the Cowboys.
If they bring back Will Greer,
if they didn't give up a 4th round pick, if he was just, Trey Jones, just some random guy on their roster, he would have been the 4th guy.
What was weird to me in that final thought on the Jerry Jones thing, how he was adamant about bringing up that he really wanted Jalen Hurts. Did you catch that? He's like so fucking hurt that they didn't get Jalen Hurts. He brings it up every draft. He's like, well, if you guys would have listened to me,
I would have done it. I would have pulled the trigger on my guy.
We would have had that little Philadelphia quarterback.
But it does it does open my eyes. Like Jerry's getting old. Like he's getting old. So all he wants to do is see this team win. I just don't know if his moves are equaling up to his desire.
Any stock into they traded for Trey Lance to get the 49ers playbook?
I mean, it could be at least a little bit more insight. The guy was in the fucking offense for 3 off seasons, so he has to at least know something. So yeah, as soon as he gets there, you pick his brain, you have a debrief. You're like, hey, tell us everything you remember. Let's go through what were the plays that you liked? What were the most common things that you would do? I'm sure they did have to debrief and really understand the opponent because again, he was in the Shanahan offense for 3 off seasons. You got to take some stock into that.
Well, my take on that was, well, if you got him to give you all the insight on the full Shanahan offense, you got the wrong guy because this guy never.
We run QB power.
Oh man, I wonder, are there any Trey Lance diehards still rocking with the Niners right now? Because I don't want to get.
They all moved to the Cowboys.
I don't want to get burned off of kind of clowning on Trey Lance a little bit.